these days, one finds you need to be a lot more intentional with the way you regard love, how you show it, how you receive it. Love deserves intentionality. And on Motivation today, we are joined by Femi Otta. He's a life coach, public speaker, creative strategist, and an award-winning ad man. Today, we're going to be talking about being more intentional when it comes to love. Welcome back to the studio.
Thank you very much, and happy Valentine's.
Yes, happy Valentine's to you too.
Thank you.
Now, the word intentional, it comes up once in a while, but not usually when it comes to love. So in what ways do you feel adults in 2022 should be more intentional with how they love?
Yeah, thank you. The major issue has been the redefinition that we put in our minds, how we define love.
Okay.
You know, most definitions will tell you that love is an intense feeling of deep affection for someone. Yeah, if that could be true, but the real definition of love has to do with love being a journey.
Okay.
Yeah, so, and on a journey, it needs to be sustained. So you don't just, start a journey and you get there. You have to go through that journey. And that journey is sustained by intentionality and a deep sense of responsibility.
Okay.
So the reason why people start the journey of love and they feel, oh, I'm tired, I can't go ahead, is because they've lost that, what will actually sustain the journey of love. And there are steps in which these are done, or there are things that we need to know, vital things we need to know.
So I want to take you back on this journey. In order to, embark on a journey, you need a vehicle.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And if you have a vehicle, you need to service that vehicle. And you have to fuel that vehicle. If not, you're not going to get to your destination without overheating. But I need you to give us a few of those steps or a few tips on how to be more intentional.
Okay. Number one, we need to be self-aware. You need to know yourself.
Okay.
Self-awareness is one of the major ingredients in love, because you see people in this journey of love, they get to a sign that I can't go ahead. Maybe they were served breakfast, as we call it, and they're shattered. Okay. It's because, there's no inner strength, fortitude to carry on. You need to know your strength, your weakness, what, your proclivities, and also how to relate with the person you are. If you don't know that, because you cannot give what you don't have.
Okay.
If I don't have that self-love, how can I now relate with someone and walk in love with the person? That's one.
Okay.
Yeah, another one is we need to be real and vulnerable.
Okay.
Yeah, because most of the time we think, love is just the butterfly in the tummy, oh, I love you and all sorts. No, but we need to be able to be authentic, be real to the person you are with, let the person know you and understand you. With that, when you have issues, you'll be able to resolve it and work, in progress, because the essence of it is to grow, develop, and have deep connection. Another thing is...
I'm going to stop you a little bit, because being vulnerable is very hard for some people, especially if they've been vulnerable in the past and then they've been burnt before.
Yeah.
So for someone watching right now, how would you advise they get over that, past reaction?
Yes, if I'm going to answer that question, the person needs to also go back to self-awareness.
Okay.
Yeah, so to thine own self be true. So what is it about myself? What happened? Am I able to assess the situation? Am I able to assess the person's, character, actions and reactions? And how am I able to get over it? So when I analyze those things, then I'll be able to walk in line with how to make it better for me, so I won't fall in the same, go to the same position where I started from. So it has to be know yourself and be able to connect with the person and be vulnerable. The third one is be willing to have difficult conversations. Yes. So it's about intentionality. If you're not able to have difficult conversations, you might not be able to move forward. So when you're able to, relate with the person and say, okay, this is what we need to do. It's not about all the time, lovey-dovey,
Sure.
This is it. Let's talk about it. What do you like? What is it? What are your dislikes? What are the things we should do? What should we sacrifice? What should we give up? And what should we do and all sorts? So that helps the situation. Then another thing we need to also understand is understand how the person wants to be loved.
So the receiving of love, you know, I talked about this a little earlier on. How to receive love, I feel, is just as important as how to give it.
Yeah.
But there are some people that have, you know, received love in different ways, and it wasn't sustainable. Maybe in terms of gifts, maybe that was their way of receiving love. Or maybe quality time, and then suddenly they find themselves in a long-distance relationship. Quality time, long distance, it might not work. So how do you advise people learn to receive love?
Okay, the major issue we have about love is we want to give love the way we want to receive it. So if I love quality time, I will believe that the person I'm with should also enjoy quality time. But most times it's not like that. The love you speak, the love you receive, you know, might not be the one you give.
Okay.
So the way I receive love might not be the way the person wants to be given. Like you mentioned, the love languages, act of service, words of affirmation, physical touch, you know, receiving gifts, and also. So when you understand yourself, that's why it starts from there. Then you understand the person. You know, it takes a lot of effort. That's why it's intentional, you know, to say, okay, who is this person? And quality time now, you know, just like, you know, it was being explained, distance is no longer a barrier. There are different ways you can create quality time, even when we are not together. And mind you, it's not the quantity of time, it's the quality of time.
All right.
So it might be 5 minutes, but what you put into it, it's actually very, very important. The last one I would like to say, which most people ignore, is the learning to be at the giving end. You know, there are two ends, the receiving end and the giving end. So people in love, okay, just give me the time, give me the gift, give me the attention. But what are you willing also to sacrifice in it? That is very important. And in the words of Mother Teresa, he said something that, do you want to change the world positively? Go out and love people genuinely. So when we do that, we make sure that we are able to change people one person at a time, and the world becomes a better place.
Thank you so much for coming to talk to us today on this Valentine's Day. That's something that a lot of people needed to hear. Take note of a few of those things, and you never know, you might just be a little bit more intentional about how you love in 2022. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's take a quick break, and we'll be back with more.